In this video I will show you how to audit your ADUser's password. We will create a bunch of users via Powershell Script and we will retrieve the ntds file from a domain controller. Once the database is retrieved, I will be showcasing how to extract its content so that we can validate the credentials. I will be using the RockU password list and we will use both JohnTheRipper and Hashcat for cracking the passwords. And with that said, I'd like to emphasize that this video is not meant to encourage any illegal activities. First off, as you can see here, I have prepared a CSV file containing some account details and their passwords. For the sake of this video, I have used passwords from the RockU file so we can clearly see the correct passwords. It is also worth mentioning that I had to lower the policy requirements for some of these passwords to be allowed. This very short script here will do the trick. It imports the user's CSV file from the desktop, then imports the ActiveDirectory modules. Exactly after this, I have set up a loop so that every line we have in the CSV file gets created on the ActiveDirectory, with the specified details. As we can see here on the management console, we currently have 2 users and 1 group, but after we ran the script, we now have all the users from the CSV file added. I will be leaving the code for this script in the video description down below. Next, we will create a folder where we can store the extracted information. In order for us to copy the ntds file, we need to create a shadow copy of C:. Since this file is constantly being used by Active Directory services, this is the way to do it without having to stop the service. As shown here with this command, we can create a shadow copy. Once we have this, we can use it to copy the ntds file as shown here to the temporary folder we have created earlier. In addition to the ntds file, we also need the system key, and we can extract this from the registry as shown here, and save it as a sys file in the same folder. Since the shadow was taken with the services running, the ntds file might have gotten corrupted or damaged, so I will run this command to fix any issues that might have impacted it. This pop-up will come up and I will hit OK to continue, since this is just a copy of the database and it, as I mentioned, might have been corrupted. This should only take a few seconds to complete here. With all the files in hand, I will remove the created shadow as part of the cleanup process. We can do this by listing the shadows first and then using the delete shadows command while specifying the GUID retrieved previously. Now let's move the files we have retrieved over to the Kali machine. I will be using SCP to have them sent to the /tmp directory on our Kali. Both the ntds census files are needed, so I will do this twice to have them moved over. With this done, now I will be SSHing in to get things going. Let's change directory to make things easier here, and we will be using secret dumps by impacket. This will extract information for us and present it in a way that we can work with it. We need to add the ntds location followed by the system file, and then we need to specify the output file. I made a mistake here and I just typed out file here, so yeah, make sure you type in output file. As you might have noticed, we have more information than we actually need. We just need the hash, which is the last portion of this particular string. We can just clean it up a little bit further so that it's easier to work with on JohnTheRipper or Hashcat. I will be using some bash magic here so that it makes it easier for us to work with. It is important to use the command highlighted here, as I made a mistake on the other one due to the keyboard layout. Finally, we have the hashes, so yeah, let's get to cracking them now. Let's start things off with Hashcat. By specifying the -m1000, we can set its mode to NTLM and then provide it with the file we have just prepared. As you can see here on screen, it will only identify the passwords which are in the RockU file. Next up, let's fire up John and we will specify the format as NT and then set the word list to the RockU file again. The syntax is a little bit different here, but after a few seconds, as you can see here, the passwords will start showing up. As you can imagine, we can get creative with the rules and so on to make it more effective. Comment down below if you have some crazy idea that might help us in identifying more user passwords. On a serious note, it is important to handle these databases with care, as in the wrong hands, it can be very dangerous. And that's it for today's video. I'm inviting you to subscribe if such content is of interest, and also feel free to hack YouTube today by, poking the like button, of course. I hope you enjoy this one, and as usual, stay curious, keep learning.